Hey everybody, thanks for coming to Papa's Happy Place. Really appreciate you coming to spend some time with me. Listen, today I'm going to be brewing our holiday ale that I went and generated with AI. Now this recipe was created by a computer, and it took a lot of other recipes and combined them and came up with what it thought I wanted as the best recipe for my spiced holiday ale. So I'm going to get started making it, and I'll jump back in and do some filming here and there and kind of let you see what I'm doing. But let's get started. Hey, watch the intro, and then afterwards, come on back. And if you want to, stay to the end. But I really appreciate you guys coming to see me. Thanks. Okay, guys. Really want to have a big shout out to morebeer.com. That's who I got all my stuff from. Bunch of Viking malt. Their link will be up there. Just if you're interested, go look at them. See about maybe getting some of your stuff from there. Anyways, basically I got everything came in. Set up is already ground. Anything that needed to be ground, they pre-ground for me. Lots and lots of poundage of this. I'll put the recipe. It should be down in the link down there. Also up, I'll have a link up. You can click up there again. But anyways, good stuff, guys. Again, recipes up there. I'm going to get back to brewing. I'll let you know more here in just a little bit. I'm going to swap you back around. Camera will be going. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, guys. What I'm doing right now is I'm heating some water up. I got to get my water to a certain temperature. My starting temperature on this, I'm going to do a basically my mash in step at 152 degrees. So what I need to do is I need to take my water, bring it up just a little higher than 152, and then I'll put it in my mash tun, and I'll add my grains, and the temperature of them grains plus the temperature of the water, I'm hoping to get me right just around 152 degrees. I hold that for about an hour, and then I'll take and drain that out, and I'll spar it with about 200 degree water so I can get my 170 degree mash out temp. And that'll end up being in a couple containers down here, which I'll come back into my boil kettle, and then I can actually boil the wort, get it to the point where it gets to my concentration a little higher and get my syrup a little thicker. Anyways, better get back to it, guys. All right, guys. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show you I've swapped over my phone, and I'm going to be showing y'all how to what my temperatures are, and then I'll end up taking and moving the water that I'm getting real hot right now, and I'm trying to get to a little higher than I want my mash temp. I'll put that in my mash tun, and I'm going to take and put my grains in, and once my grains in, I'll mix it up, and I'll get you some more pictures of that. But anyways, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get those numbers to where they match at that 152 I'm trying to get to, which is my mash temp. Anyways, show you a quick picture with the temp I'm trying to get to, and then I need to get going. This is a busy day. Look at that. I'm almost there, guys. All right, I'll check back here a sec. It's here just a screen or a filter. This goes in the bottom of my mash tun. So that means all them grains and stuff won't flow through there. It's pretty fine. And it screws into a fitting I got on the inside of the bulkhead. Screws on the inside of that, and then as I go to drain all of my wort out away from them grains, this filters it out. So there's different ways to go about that. If you want to, you can look it up and find out. But that's actually the technique I'm going to use. So anyways. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is start adding my grains. I gotta pull up my recipe, look at it real quick. But I'm gonna add up my grains, throw them in, create a mash. I'm gonna let the hot water pull some of them starches out of this grains and let that have time at a certain temperature. Your glucose amylase and your beta amylase and your alpha amylase, they all take these grains and they convert those starches to sugars. And then that is what we end up fermenting in our beer to make something that's pleasant for us to drink. It's got a little bit of alcohol content. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how much I need to add to what and what point. And then, like I said, it's all in my recipe. I'm going to show you later how to do a recipe, but there's lots of them you can just download if you get on some of the brewing software. They've got a lot of recipes if you want to try and do some of this yourself. If not, you can just watch me and participate that way. I'm fine with that. Anyways, this is what I'm going to do, but I got to check my recipe real quick and see exactly what I need. Okay, guys, here's what I've got from my recipe. I've got 11 pounds of golden ale, that's a Viking malt. 1 pound of Munich Light, that's a Viking malt. 15.9 ounces of honey, sugar. 12.4 ounces of a Viking malt, 8.1 ounces of a Victory malt, and 3.9 ounces of Self Special B. Again, most of those are Viking malts. Now the Special B is Dingemans, and the Victory, I don't think it's actually got a, it's not showing which one. But what I'm going to do is I will start adding those in, and I'm going to have to go get my scale and calculate, measure some of them, because they send them in pounds. So I'll have to get 8.1 and 12. All those. But I'll be measuring and I'll show you how to do that. Let me get my golden ale in first. I got 11 pounds of that. I'm going to start putting that in and start letting it get, in the mix. Okay, thanks. right, guys. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna show you. I've swapped over my phone, and I'm gonna be showing y'all how to what my temperatures are. And then I'll end up taking and moving the water that I'm getting real hot right now, and I'm trying to get to a little higher than I want my mash temp. I'll put that in my mash tun, and I'm gonna take and put my grains in. And once my grains in, I'll mix it up, and I'll get you some more pictures of that. But anyways, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get those numbers to where they match at that 152 I'm trying to get to, which is my mash temp. Anyways, show you a quick picture with the temp I'm trying to get to, and then I need to get going. This is a busy day, busy day. Look at that, look at that. I'm almost there, guys. All right, I'll check back here a sec. Stay back again, guys. I'm gonna weigh out my grains here, put them in with what I got mixed up already, and then I'm gonna let it set for about an hour, let all them starches convert into sugars, and so that's what I'm gonna be doing. But I'm gonna show you real quick what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna basically just a kitchen scale, right? That's what I've got, and I'm gonna be taking some of these. This is Dingman's. I need 3.1 ounces of that. And then a Victory. I got 8 ounces of that. Reese Victory malt. And then I can just throw this one in. This is a Munich Light. That's to help we get some more in your sugars, but it doesn't add to color. So anyways, let me show you how we do it real quick. Let's do the Breeze. I gotta put in 8.1 ounces of that. Let me open this sack, I'll get you right back. Okay, so see, I teared the scale out with my container, and I'm gonna put in 8 ounces, 8.1 ounces this. Where do I got that set on? Where's that set on? 1.7 ounces. Oh, Danky, shut off! Gosh, dang it. Turn back on. I think I get a battery changed, right? Let me reset. Okay, what I'm gonna do is measure up 8.1 ounces here. So, make sure you're looking at pounds, ounces. Right, so. 8.1 ounces. All right, that'll go in. I'll do the same with the other. I'll let you back in here in a little bit and show you some more of what we're doing. All right, guys, getting ready to do our mash out now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this temperature up. I'm gonna get it up to about 170. Let it set for 30 minutes, and that'll stop the conversion process. Once that's stopped, then we'll go into the boil. And once we boil it, now then we start to condense our liquid, condense our syrup, so that when we put it in the fermenter, we get max fermentability and we get them extended flavors that we're looking for. So I'll get back to it, but I just thought I'd let you know where I'm at. I'll show you a little bit what I'm doing here, and then you'll see. And then I'll be converting some of this over. So. Yep, wrong one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring some of that mash over, put it in my pot. When I put it in my pot, I'm going to bring that temperature up, and then I'm going to bring some of it back over to get that temperature of the whole thing up. So I'll take and pull some of my must off, which it's reading 145. So I lost about 7 degrees through that hour. Might be easier if I do it a different way here. Figuring the process out, so we'll get it figured out. Give me a batch of it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this out of here. And I'm going to bring it up to about 180 degrees. Mix it back what's in. Hopefully 185 maybe. And then I'll mix it back in with what's in here. And that should get me about 170, 172. That'll give me the temperature I'm looking for. Taking about a third of it here. Don't want to go too fast or you get you a stuck sparge. We don't want that either. So let it drain through them grains and get the conversion out. It smells good. Smells kind of like wheat soup or something. But it's not wheat, it's barley soup. But about a third of it here, and then I'm gonna fire the old heater back up. First things first, get the lighter first. We'll get her up there where we need it, and then we'll get our temperature back. Get things knocked out. Temperature back up to 153, so I must not have had it mixed up very good in there. I'll put the cap back on here. And I'm going to leave you rolling. I'm going to cut. All right, guys. I got this up temp. I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to put it back into my mash tun. I'm going to let it sit there. And it's going to stay hopefully above. I'm going to for like 175. So when it cools back down, it'll stay above that 170 mark. Get my mash out. And then I can go into the boil. So what I'll do is I'll take and pull some of this off. Put it in one of these coolers. And once I get it in that cooler, I'll take part of it and boil it. Let it boil for an hour. Put it into another cooler, then I'll cool it for the night, and I will do a cool off so that I can ferment it tomorrow. So keep you in touch, guys. All right, guys. Pretty much what I'm going to do here is I'm basking the sparge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly drain this out of here into these containers. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set my grains in here so they act as a filter to filter all of the smaller contaminants out of there, all the smaller particles, not contaminants, smaller particles out of there, and then I'll end up putting them in my boil tun, start boiling after that, but I'll have very, very, very small particles in there to boil. So that's what I'm going to do first. So what I'll do is I'll turn my valve just partly. And what I'm trying to do is set that grain bed. So what I'm trying to do is let that grains slowly come down and compact real lightly into the bottom. So when I come back in the top with this fluid, I got to come in real nice and light. Just let it just trickle over the top. And I'm catching a little bit down in that pan, but that's all right. I'm just trying to set that grain bed. What I'm looking for is what's coming out of this spout here. I want it to be real clear. I don't want to see any type of large particles coming out of there because I don't want those to get in there and scorch and make my beer taste bad. So I want to catch the small stuff. Once I get it to the point where I've got almost all of this grain bed set, all the grains down on the bottom will set, and once I get that point, then I'll just let it drain into my containers here. And it's getting pretty clear there. I'm not seeing any kind of particle coming through there. It is kind of a dark amber color, so it's going to be an interesting color beer. But anyways, I'll just keep doing this for a while. Get it to the point where I can start to boil. Timers are going off. Everything's beeping, so it's getting to that point. Talk to y'all here in a little bit, okay? All right, guys. Just started my boil. What I did, I got the lid on for right now. Once I get real close to my boil, what I'm going to do is I'll pull the lid off, let it boil off for a little bit. I've got a 1 hour boil on this, and that's when I'll add my adjuncts, and I'll add my hops and stuff, and I'll be getting them measured. I'll get that all on my phone, and you'll be able to see me add them. I'm going to put them in a spider, try and keep some of my particulates down while I go to ferment. But most everything right here is just pretty clear wort. And then I'll end up getting that reduced down, a little higher sugar. I'll get a post boil. That'll give me a good number what I'm looking at for percentage on alcohol by volume on this. So keep watching, guys. Just keep moving along. Thanks. All right, team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start measuring stuff up. What I'll measure is ounces of certain things. So the first one I'm going to go with is coriander. You see this here? I'll get some coriander measured up. A couple cinnamon sticks. Yes, I got some orange peel. I'll throw in a couple orange peel. I got me a little bit of ground nutmeg. Ground ginger. Not all be measured out, and I'll calculate here. Tear my scale real quick. Come on, tear, you dang thing. There we go. Now it's tearing. There we go. Now I'll measure this out, and I'll put it in my boil. Most of this is like towards the end, so I'm gonna take and combine it all. Just add it in the end. I think I got one little batch here of some Kent Goldings. I'll add that right at the boil when I start to boil, and then from there, right at the end of the boil, I think 15 minutes. I'll look at my recipe and I'll explain it more later. But when I get to that, then I'll add the rest of my hops and my other ingredients in. All right, keep watching, guys. Hey, morning, guys. Getting ready next day. Getting ready to put the wort in the Firmzilla. Probably can go to my phone for most of this, but just give you a couple images, give you an idea of what's going on. So I'll get to it. It's right at 4 o'clock in the morning. Things are starting to probably get temperature-wise about right. I chilled it overnight, but not chilled it, but just let it cool down in some containers overnight. I'll get some pictures on my phone, images on my phone, videos, whatever, and then you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. All right, thanks. Okay, that's my yeast starter. I'll put out a video to show you how to do this. It'll be a little shorty, I think, but it makes a lot of sense to start your yeast, make sure they're active and they got started. I'll shake this up and I'll get it put into my must, and then once we start fermenting, then it turns into beer, guys. All right, thanks. Get the temperatures, verify that I'm low enough. I do believe I am just by touch, but I'll verify and then I'll get it loaded in to my fermenter and we can get this thing started. All right, guys. We're all set up in here. I'm got a spare aux bar, catching some CO2 just to help save me some CO2 costs. Just starting off with what's to be about 10 pounds, not quite 10 pounds. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just almost 10 pounds. So, got me up. Doing dropping hops later on without having a real tall. I'm thinking maybe I can get in there. I'm gonna have to look and see how I'm gonna do that. Getting ready to catch a sample. Starting another starter. Had a little bit left. Took some of my Hormondol. Put it back in here with a little more starter. I'm gonna get me a starter going. Have a yeast strain starter. So, anyways, We're gonna set my temp at 90. I'm setting almost 80 right now, so got my heat wrap on. You can see those up there. That's gonna end up being my cooling system. I'm gonna cut them down a little bit so they're ain't quite so tall. But there's the fermentation cabinet getting ready to start brewing up. Anyways, this will be a good one right at the end of the year. All right, thanks guys.